Alrighty, well that was a sequence for sure. So the wolf actually was his son. Insane development. The fact that I was like, haha, this whole story has been about Pota. Your Pota, as an insane leap, and it turned out to be correct, and that's why they were connected. Okay. Officer Mayor, is it? You can call me Knight. You seem to know a lot, Officer Mayor. About Sky Lotus Camp and all? What exactly is going on? Ink theft. Master Toe isn't the only victim. We are investigating an organized crime. As things stand now, all leads point to Sky Lotus Camp. These bandits are a massive pain in the ass. Worse still, they have this seer guy who gives them body paint for disguise. Transies, the only one who's mastered the art of body paint. Who is the seer? That's as much as I can disclose. Sorry to disappoint. Triratna. No problem. Wait, did I ever tell you my name? Aha! I thought you'd be Triratna. We have a mutual friend. He told me a lot about you and Transia. That reminds me, he did mention Tai King's name. They all have T names. Are we all done here? That's one heck of a day. Are we all done? There's something off with Toma. About Toma, I have a few questions. What does this have to do with Toma? Don't you meddle with my family affairs. Master Toe is acting weird. I think I'm onto something. Right. They had a line connecting them, but there's no line connecting Toma. Back then I saw an affinity line between you and Pota. Just in case I checked you both. The line was real. I was so shocked by the line that shouldn't be there, I overlooked the absence of something that should have been there. One affinity line was missing. Yes, I'm talking about the one between. These options are both Mayor. So I guess we have to do this to find out the secret option. Yes, Toma, he was there, pushing hard on the millstone. If we include him into the big picture, one affinity line was missing. Yes, I'm talking about the one between... I was gonna say there's a missing line between Toe and Toma, but also between Pota and Toma, who they had even more connection with, seemingly. But I guess this makes it so I don't have to worry about which one I should be clicking on. Yes, Master Toe and Pota are related by blood. Naturally, they share an affinity line. Toma's related to them both. In fact, there should have been 2 more affinity lines to form a triangle. Where's this going? Speaking of, I did see affinity lines pointing to Toma. Think. What was it? Toma was connected to the figures at the rockery. That's it. Those figurines. Toma was related to them all, except for the stone one. According to Toma, he made those figurines years ago. I didn't think twice, because it was legit. Artists and their works are indeed often tied together by affinity lines. Is that the truth, though? Let's go over the conversations with Toma. There could be overlooked clues. Age and nightmares? Yeah, because in the nightmares he was worried about dissolving in water and stuff. Like a statue. And then Toma's age is because he's not aging anymore. We talked about Toma's age. He said he's 18. Right. Despite the 12-ish face and body, Toma is in fact 18 years old, an adult now. Some people age slower than others, alright, but there could be other reasons behind this inappropriately young face. Let's go over the conversation with Toma. There could be overlooked clues. The nightmares. Toma's nightmares. He sought advice from me because they were troubling him. Dreams of me lighting a candle and somehow setting myself on fire. As if he's made of paper. and of me drowning, slowly falling apart in water. That sounds like clay. Sometimes I have this dream of being a chunk of wood being chiseled by a sculptor. That hurts a lot. That's just extremely literal in that case compared to the other ones. The making of a wooden figurine. The other clues are hardly worth considering compared to that one where he just dreams about being sculpted. These dreams are becoming figures. What if there's actual memories? Dreams of being burned alive? And this. If this also came from Toma's memory, it means... What bothers me is... Toma may not be human. Toma is dead. The boy is an animated figure. Am I right? No, Toma is... He is... Just let go, Master Toe. You can't hide him from the world forever. But what about Pota? How can he handle the truth? Pota accidentally killed his brother, but there was no punishment. After that, he thought he could get away with anything. Now he must learn his overdue lesson. You may think you're helping him, but the hard truth is you're pushing him further down the drain. What? Pota killed Toma? Right. I found out. About 3 years ago. Not long after I started this job. I heard the Toes were a weird bunch. The good-for-nothing first son practically lived on the streets. The shut-in second son hardly ever showed himself, and the father handled the situation like it's perfectly normal. I thought this was worth looking into. Upon pressure, Master Toe told me everything. 6 years ago, give or take, the Toe brothers were playing on this very wall. Pota accidentally shoved Toma, who tripped on a loose piece of tile and fell to his death. Toma's life ended at the age of 12. As to Pota, he ran away, probably to exile himself. I don't know. If he thought he could get away with anything and needs to learn his lesson, then it kind of feels like it contradicts the idea that he exiled himself. Is that why this wall has copper slabs for tiles? Yes, I know it's stupid. What's done is done, after all. It's that I can't bear the sight of tiles. They remind me of that day. If only I got rid of them sooner. I should have apprehended Pota for manslaughter. The thing is, I couldn't make an arrest without going through the whole procedure of public disclosure. That would blow Toma's secret wide open. Not something I'd like to see. Just think, how would young Toma deal with the news that he is actually dead? I'm dropping my controller. Ah! Before I could make up my mind, Pota vanished without a trace. In hindsight, he must have gone to Sky Lotus Camp. You tipped your son off, didn't you, Master Toe? Sorry, I was terrified. If you took Pota, this house would fall apart. I don't know if it's even entirely fitting to arrest him for manslaughter for accidentally killing his sibling. I mean, it's not great, obviously. But the idea that like a shove turned into like an extended stumble that turned into this big fall, it's like, they shouldn't have been in that position as kids in the first place, being up there. It's like, this guy's reflex is to add, like this guy's reflex was to redo the entire roof to get rid of tiles, and not to like child-proof the roof by not making it a thing you can walk around on like that. It's like the wrong instinct, right? It's like extravagantly expensive, ineffective solution. For a person that already is dead, so there's no one to do it for again, I guess. Unless you're worried he's gonna Humpty Dumpty. I imagine the rich guy was like, I built this massive empire and this huge castle, and then after all that, my legacy is lost like this. It's like you can't keep people safe in your own house. It's like because you created dangers by creating this house, essentially. You gave them dangers that a normal child wouldn't even have access to, essentially, just wandering around this huge place. Interesting having the reminder that Toma doesn't ever come here, and then also Toma Felt really uncomfortable when we were in the rockery. What a dense narrative, by the way. It's not necessarily always better to have it be this packed together, but it is interesting realizing now, as we're getting the feel for the game, that like every single detail that we encountered was all serving a purpose of foreshadowing, or at least something to set up to get paid off in this sequence where we're unpacking this like shockingly convoluted mystery about the people here. A mystery that we didn't even like really suspect needed to be solved. Like, we just knew that the wolf was here. It's like, oh, that's the wolf they think I am. Ah, but there we go, it's the ink thief. And then it turns out to be this massive thing about the relation. Not only is that ink thief turned out to be his son in disguise, but his other son that we were talking to all game has been dead the whole time. And you're like, what? Oh my goodness. If you want to keep this stuff a secret, like everything about your situation totally fell apart the moment you kidnapped one wolf just because you thought he was a criminal when he doesn't look anything like the wolf you were mad at in the first place. But then that same wolf came back to get the rest of the stuff anyway. But then why did he have to have the Inker's pound or whatever explained to him if he was the son? Did he just have so little interest in the business that he didn't understand how things worked here? It's like, you call us the criminals. It's like, wait, no, but you're from this house, you're from this family. Maybe he's been gone for a very long time though. Like since he was a kid, maybe? Since Toma is 12 still, and that was his older brother, I think. But maybe not that much. I don't remember what the age gap actually was, if it was explained. It's an interesting way to set up all the story stuff. And I guess it's not all bad for them that I'm unraveling stuff, because I also did save Pota's life. It sounds like they were saying that like the ink was going to devour him or something, like it was going to swallow him up and kill him, and that it was painful, which is bad. Not a great disguise then, is it? I mean, it's extremely effective, but if things go that bad, then I don't think I'd be risking it. If you didn't kick Pota out that millstone's way. Right. Toma would have killed the brother who killed him by the very wall where he died. Buddha's mercy. None may elude the endless web of karma, praise Buddha's wisdom. Pota didn't mean it. It was an accident. How'd you manage to revive Toma? He didn't suspect a thing. How'd you do it so smoothly? We hired some Taoist priests. They transferred Toma's soul to those figures he made. There was good affinity, they said. It didn't work. Toma came back wearing one of those figurines and just thought he had a nightmare. Okay. So he's alive. Like, he's dead and that he lost his body, but overall, Toma is still alive. Like, if you transferred your soul, and it's your soul and memories, like, it kind of sidesteps the whole transporter problem, or AI problem, or whatever, of like, oh, can you really ever be immortal, and can you ever blah, blah, blah? And it's like, well, in this setting, souls exist. So if they transferred the soul to a new body, and he has all the old memories, then it's like, isn't that just, like, in-universe, just, like, actually the literal person, then? So Toma's alive. It's not like I thought it was a Pinocchio situation, which I guess I have to clarify because Pinocchio is inconsistent. In some Pinocchio stories, Pinocchio is just a doll, and in other stories, sometimes Pinocchio is a previous dead son reincarnating into the doll, and in other stories, it's a dead son. It's not the dead son, but Geppetto did lose a son, and Pinocchio is his way of like coping with that and kind of projecting his expectations and his grief onto that new doll, who then turns out to be sentient and alive and has to deal with that. There's been a bunch of different versions, but like, this is the case where it's like, Toma's just alive. He's here. So that's a miracle right there. I do feel like there's a plot hole here, which is that, why doesn't Toma have a connection to his father and brother then? Because I thought that he was fake. Like they created a copy of Toma, they created like something that was meant to like impersonate Toma and fill the gap for them, and it thinks that it's real, but it doesn't but it maybe doesn't have the memories of the original child, or just isn't the original child and just doesn't know that it's like a copy just meant to fill a gap for them so they wouldn't feel yeah. But it's the real one, it's his soul. Like what do these affinity lines connect to if not souls? Well, they connect to souls and not souls, because like they connect to all the objects and rooms too somehow, which don't feature a single person in many cases. But like you can't say that Toma can't form affinity lines, because all of the other dolls that he made are connected to him. That means not only can he form affinity lines now, probably, but specifically affinity lines he created before he died are still there, because apparently he made all those figurines before he died, and all those figurines have an affinity to him still, which implies that he should still have all of his old affinities. So I feel like it might just actually be a plot hole at this point that Toma doesn't have a connection to his family, because it is just the real Toma and not a copy of a dead child that's impersonating him. So it becomes the hook to uncover this mystery, but I don't know if it actually makes sense now that I'm thinking about it. Anyway, I'm sure there'll be very long comments explaining why I'm wrong later. But those figures were far from ideal. They were not waterproof or fireproof. We ended up swapping out Toma's damaged bodies every once in a while. About 6 months ago, I met this Grand Master Priest, Sir Art. He made Toma a new body with one of his old wooden figures. I don't know how it was done, but the figure became indistinguishable from an actual boy. Problem solved, I thought, so I locked up the rest of the figures and went on with life. Please, Master Pota deserves punishment for what he did, but for Toma's sake. Or maybe Toma does, not Master Toma. Sir Art? Don't tell me it's Worry Art. That sounds about right. Another friend of yours? Worry Art is Sky Lotus Camp's seer guy. No way. The miraculous new body for Toma. The body paint that almost devoured Pota. Sky Lotus Camp. A bunch of bandits going after ink. At the center of these mysteries is Worry Art. I envision a volley of karma lines from all directions converging and descending into one pitch-black abyss. Ooh. Interesting. It's a satisfying little thing to have all connect to each other. It's a narrative that's coming together in a satisfying way and pushing and like connecting a bunch of things, being like, oh dang, oh fuck. Because yeah, there's definitely a question to be had about like what's going on here. If there's some kind of there's a bandit camp and they have some kind of magician character that's super powerful apparently, and Pota was sent here to get ink, but Pota himself had this impossible enchantment on him, and Toma's body was from the same person, so it feels like even elements of like Toma's preservation were ins for like maybe scouting this place or getting resources from this place or who knows what. Role-playing 95%. How will you synchronize with each character? So it says authentic again. It said authentic on a different character before. So I guess this is just like whether or not you do every interaction you can with the character and every quest. It says that I missed one. So something didn't get found, which I'm a little surprised by, but who knows where it was. There's a lot of secrets potentially, but I found a lot of them this time, 95%. I don't know if you get punished for getting some questions wrong. Oops, sorry. Hit somebody with a polo ball. That counts. There's stuff down here, kind of stuff up there. Get all the questions right. Cut all the ink things without activating trigger line. Then do them by yourself. Getting quizzes right. So you might be able to lose points for getting questions wrong sometimes, or not, or picking joke answers maybe. But in this case, it looks like I got 95% because I didn't do one of the quests, because something was missing somewhere. Okay. This game's off to a decent start. Welcome home. You now have a new piece of furniture. The Gotcha Cauldron. No, not Gachapon. Spend your hard-earned carmarines on cool souvenirs. The inventory expands as you clear more story chapters. Rare capsules guaranteed on your first spin. Wow. 45 per spin. Whoa. Exhibition room. Whoa. You unlock the exhibition room. Souvenirs from the Gotchatron will be placed here. Look at these punk asses. This machine's for recording information. Uh-oh. Long live the king. So there's one English. So these must be messages people sent. It might be Patreon or Kickstarter backers or something. It's only one. There's some English names, but almost all of it's in Chinese in the actual text, except for that of nowhere. Long live the king. A poster. The characters on it don't look like Bluescale citizens. It's writing in a language that you can't read. I'm guessing it's a previous game that they made. Alright, so what's in the exhibition room then? Was it a guaranteed rare, or is it just where all of the Gachapon stuff goes, and so it needs to be unlocked first? This place is huge. At some point, I don't know if I have the patience to explore a place. As far as like checking it every time to see what I've added. Two gold stamps are still there. You got a flashbacker. Character Trotna 2. Trotna 1. Lou's workshop. Oh, lore. Character might be like dossiers. Franzia 1. Nightmare. Tomato. So I'm collecting all the characters so far. I just don't know if they're like statues or if they're... Because the other ones say lore, so the other ones might be... character bios. Rotna 2 it could be like the second paragraph of the bio or second page. Oh, that's new. It's actually running out. I guess it's the total amount that's allowed to be in the game so far, because it's like you unlock access to them via actually encountering the characters and whatnot, so more capsules must be added as you unlock. Hello. Flashbacker shows scenes that I've already seen in the course of the game. Oh, hello. Melting Pota, that's a bit upsetting. I don't think I need to rewatch any scenes that just happened, though. Once an astronomical device for observing the stars, now repurposed to show your in-game stats. Complete missions to light up stars and get even more Carmarine rewards. Oh, and I got the rewards. You can see, get them by looking. They're telling me to spam jump and stuff like that. You've jumped 400 times. What if you jumped 700 times? I don't think I want to be actively spamming here. One of them just has to save a lot. I could just sit here and hit select continuously. These are some of these are less than ideal candidates for being reward things, aren't they? But they just gave me another 100. There we go. There's the lore in here. There's a log. That's just the text log. So do you go back in here for the lore you unlocked? Oh. No, this stuff was here a minute ago. Character, Potato. Potato. Pote. I'm not gonna name him Pote though. That's saying Pote sounds... I don't know about that. Pota. Toma's older... Potato and Tomato. Oh, these names. I got it. Alright. Toma's older brother used to be Master To's appointed heir. He abandoned everything and left home years ago. Pota hated politics and business, wanting to live a carefree life like beastlings. Pota joined the bandits at Skylotus camp and came back to steal rare ink. During the confrontation with Chiratna and... we already know this stuff. He's had nightmares ever since his brother left home, which he now knows because he died. It's mostly just recaps of things we already know. What I find... I don't think anything really indicates that stuff is new or not, which is a little iffy. As far as like being able to tell what has actually been added or subtracted. Chiratna. Chiratna, a wolfling, is a devoted Buddhist monk. He enjoys a quiet way of life in a derelict temple in Zone 2 of Bluescales, whiling the hours away with old books, meditation, and jogging. He's especially talented at breaking things. Chiratna, Tai King, and Transia grew up together on Mount Panted. Chiratna's power enables him to see lines of karma, spot relationships by affinity lines, disintegrate objects by cutting integrity lines, and foresee imminent danger by warning lines. He discovered a new kind of karma, ink lines, at To's Manor. Transia. A snakeling is a freelance artist who travels all over Bluescales to find new clients. She's able to travel through paintings. Transia, Chiratna, and Tai King grew up together in Mount Panted. I don't know what's up with that name. I suppose it's not Mount Painted or something, given how much they go on the paint theme. We discovered new paint stuff. The people to be in the story are ink makers. Transia can literally travel through paintings. Tai King, a foxling, is a Taoist priest specialized in transmutation rites, although his success rate isn't that convincing. He grew up together with Chiratna and Transia on Mount Panted, then left for the big city. Right now he lives in a shared apartment near the border of Zone 1 and Zone 2. Shared with who? So it's mostly just recaps. But for those for our main characters, we ironically have less information because we haven't had sequences that are all about explaining them in the same way. So it's worth poking at those a bit more, whereas the other ones seem to just be recapping what we learned in the last few scenes. And I know what happened in those scenes. I was there. I think I can't go back now. Yep. So let me go forward to here now. Maybe this will be the apartment. Go to Tormplex as Tai King. Yep. If there's ever freedom, we don't have it yet. Around the part where Bluescales' bustling Zone 2 met the privileged Zone 1, there was an apartment building called Dormplex. In one of its many units lived a Taoist priest, Tai King. Nope, not just him. He had a roommate that had been missing for a few days. They left Tai King with one gigantic problem. Now he must pay the full rent. At this critical moment, there came a job. A government contract job. It paid well, as a matter of course, although little did Tai King know that his life was about to be upended. Is it what? Who's it? Me. Nightmare. Listen, I need you for some urgent business. Come over right now. I'm near your place, just can't tire tomorrow. Man, I'm doing you a favor. Who needs money to pay next month's rent, huh? Was it you? Well, I'll hire some other priests then. Bye. Yeah, bye. No, no, no. What am I talking about? Hey, hey, don't hang up. My rent. Night, night. Officer Mayor. Sarah Mayor? Don't go yet. Where'd you say it was again? Officer Mayor, at your service. What? How come you're here? How'd you get in? I'm not welcome. You're totally welcome, man. I was just surprised that you'd come pick me up in person. Then pack up. Let's go. Sure thing. And we're out. We're not even gonna look at this room. You left him alone in here? He's still here. What just happened? How did I drop from the attic door? Is this the Wi-Fi? Okay, so I don't think that these names are Chinese. Some of them are. I actually don't know if any of the main characters' names have puns that I'm missing or not, but everybody else has a super goofy name like Nightmare and Wi-Fi. Okay. Is this the missing roommate then? So he's actually back and paying his rent, presumably? I can't believe you actually fell for it. That was funny. Wi-Fi? What did you just do? Spatial obfuscation. Randomly connect entrances and exits of a room to one another. All I need is alter the appearance of an object and use it as the anchor. I know these parlor tricks. It was a rhetorical question. You altered your own appearance, right? Officer Mayor Tisk. Yep. I am an anchor myself. Elementary. Elementary or not, you fell for it. Just admit that I'm a capable priest already. Now, about having me as your new roommate. Don't flatter yourself. You've mastered a magician's trick, so what? I have some real business to take care of. Gotta run. Bye. Oh, I heard. Officer Mayor needs you for the usual business, right? Crime scene investigation. Take me along. What? No. I'm fed up with theories. To complete my education, I need hands-on experience. Actual fieldwork. Just let me watch, please. I'm dying to see how my mentor and his buddy do the work. Then go ask Sherlock. Okay, got it. He's your mentor. Shoo, I don't have time for babysitting. I can't find him, alright. Plus, I'm his apprentice, you're his roommate. Vicariously, I'm your... Nope, you're my nothing. How about this? You keep the whole pay. On top of that, for whatever Officer Mayor pays you, I pay the same as tuition. What do you say now? I say no. Not a problem. You're serious? That's a lot of money for one field trip. I know. I don't get you rich kids. Are you so eager to part with your parents' money? Yeah, I guess he solved it. Okay then. Let me share some of your monetary burden. Deal. Let's go. You give me a posh deer twink in my brain immediately. It's like, try to do a Louis voice the whole time. Lego she. Before that, I don't know where the crime scene is yet. I was going to contact Knight when you barged in. Contacting him on the telephone. Why? Is that what it's called? That remote talker machine? I see you don't know much about new tech. I know quite a lot of things, like deep tech and stuff. Oh. Specialization, my boy. New tech is Cher's thing. Transmutation's my thing. I don't even use this machine much. You're his apprentice, you handle this. To call somebody on the telephone, first you've got to know their teller number. You do know Officer Mayor's number. By number, you mean... Ah, I see you have no idea what I'm talking about. Just dig through the stuff Sure left behind. There should be notebooks or something to keep teller numbers. Find the telephone number and call him. Alright. I gotta say, this chapter feels like a step up a little bit. Like, in a certain way, I'm like, there's like a certain level of like, looking at the presentation here, the room I'm in, how cluttered and like warm and interesting it is, and the characters coming in with really crazy designs. I'm like, hang on a minute. This might be this has like the vibes of a potential like instant classic and stuff. Whereas the last one, the story was really picking things up and like it was coming together there, but there was a sparseness to the environment that kind of gave you like, yep, this sure is a very indie game, and here's a sparse kind of like repeating environment, and it had like, I don't know how to put it, but it was like a slightly different vibe where like this one, I mean, like, hang on a minute, wait, even the parts that were kind of lacking might really pick up. Hey, what's that? No way, a handheld console. In almost mint condition. You don't see that, even in the Zone 1's museums. This? Sure did a ton of repair and restoration. It plays a fun little game called Candy Brush. I've never seen it before. Nah, too late. Now it's broken again. Can't even turn it on. It's useful as a brick. Maybe the battery is dead. Do you have the charger? What's a charger? Don't talk like everyone knows your Zone 1 fancy stuff, man. Wait. The Game Boy is old enough to be in a museum, but the phone is new enough to be called new tech? I don't know how the setting works exactly. This machine's for keeping journals. I've seen Sure typing on it. I used to crash every couple days. Now that Sure is gone, it's downright refusing to work. Oh, it used to crash. I'd ask Sure to show me how it works, or he's not missing. You wouldn't be here if he was not missing. I didn't even know he had an apprentice. I guess you're right. I'm here looking for clues that might lead me to him. Lots of ancient book about new tech and dimensional spells. Yep, Sure is a fan of those. Sure, it's every time Sure shows up in a situation where the word Sure would come up instead, potentially, it really throws me off. The name. They've collected a thick layer of dust. Don't you read these? These are boring and cryptic. Like, I can't read more than 3 pages at a time without yawning. Funny. I do remember Sure putting journals here. Transmutation journals. Obviously not Cher's. His specialties are new tech and dimensional spells. Actually, that's not true. Sure is pretty good at transmutation, too. I learned the basics from him. But these journals are mine, alright. Now I remember, I moved this stuff elsewhere, since he's probably not coming back anytime soon. Elsewhere is... where? Can't remember. Let's just search the whole place. An old school professional always trusts pen and paper over quirky new tech machines. Water bill, unpaid, $10. Restaurant tab, $12. Outstanding rent. Stop! I can easily pay all of these twice over. You really don't want me as your new roommate? Do you have issues against me, or... No, it's nothing personal. I'm not ready for a new roommate yet. Why? You tell me why. Why is privileged young man from Zone 1 so eager to rent a crappy apartment in Zone 2? That doesn't make sense. About that. I don't get along so well with my folks these days, so I'm looking for a secret base of my own. I seriously don't get you rich people. I'm just good at turning ideas into action. Ah, this reminds me. Today's the last day for rent payment. I sent the landlord a partial payment yesterday. Not sure if he's got it yet. The plan was to keep him relatively happy and ask for a small extension. Life is tough, but we don't have time for that, do we? We don't have time? Come on, this is a huge deal for me. Maybe I can call the landlord over the telephone. It'll save me a ton of time. And then we can piss them off. Yay! You know your landlord's number? Is it, oh, I can see the control. I actually can see the game console here. It looks like a Game Gear, kind of. God, I haven't had a. I used to have a Game Gear. I used to have a Game Gear that had a television signal thing. It had an antenna you could tune for like old rabbit ear type TV stuff. And specifically, I remember it was the first time I ever watched Yu-Gi-Oh! I watched Yu-Gi-Oh! On my Game Gear in Spanish. It was the episode with the labyrinth, the twins in the labyrinth and everything, and it was all in Spanish. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And what is this show? What an insane way to be introduced to that entire narrative, but kind of neat. So I don't know my landlord's number, right? Do you type the numbers in manually? Hey, we don't have any numbers to call yet. There must be something else. Maybe I can come up here. Oh, here. Sure's teller number book. Ah, now I remember. I couldn't just dump these journals because Sure might come back any day, so I put them up here. This must be it. Nightmare's number is 888. Typical Night. Can't remember 3 different digits. Did he pick his phone number? Okay, now call him with the telephone. Aha, look what I found. A batch of talismans I made together with Cher. I thought they were lost. They're like soggy and moldy. When did you make these? Just chuck them already. Absolutely not. We rented a kiln to make the ingredients. Half that money was mine. Rent? Don't you have a kiln yourself? It's a tiny apartment. Where would I put it? Plus, kilns are forbidden by the landlord anyway because of the fire hazard. There are timeshare kilns downstairs near the laundromat, though. Anyway, this is our money and work. I'm gonna keep them. Life must be tough for you. There are other teller numbers on it. Forget about them. Let's focus on the real business. Now let's read it, because I need to know the landlord's number. Clucky Fried Chicken, Nightmare, Landlord. 1, 2, 3. Got it. Deep Association. New Tech Monthly. Lose Workshop. What happens if I call 666? Do you know how to use it? I can help. Shut up and watch. 6, 6, 6. Welcome to Deep Association. We deeply care about the well-being of everyone. Please say customer or healthcare provider. What's this, medical insurance? Please say customer or healthcare provider. Customer? Gold members, please press 1. Silver members, press 2. Bronze members, press 3. Regular members, press 4. Non-members, please hang up. Oh. Alright, well, it's worth knowing. Imagine needing help with this. Even if you haven't used a rotary phone before, it's like Man, they're just numbers, and you have an interact button. What else would you do? Hello? Is that Thai King? Your rent is due. Ah, right, that's exactly what I was calling about. I just sent you a partial payment yesterday. Can I, have a couple more days for the rest of it, please? Oh, did you? Let me check. You call that a partial payment? Okay, you know what? I'll give you one more week for Mr. Locke's sake. Prepare to be evicted if you can't pay the rest of it by then, with or without Mr. Locke. Sure, thank you. I'll definitely do that. What could go wrong? For Mr. Locke's sake. It's a little mean to be like, hey, your roommate's currently missing for the past few days. And be like, okay, for his own sake, whatever. But you'll be evicted if not. I'm like, what if he's still missing by then? That'd be bad. Okay, work for rent. Landlords are bad people. Alright. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. There's no 9. Interesting. There's no 9 and no 0, just the digits 1 through 8. Hello? Night! Thai King here. Sorry I wasn't fully awake. About that job. Everlasting Palace, Zone 1. Not far from your place. Just haul your ass up here ASAP. Be right there. Little flowers that mean something okay happened. Turns out he didn't hire some other priest. Great. Take me along. You said yes. Let's get our ass over there then. No, you already missed 75 objectives, says the game. Everlasting Palace, this is it. Pretty underwhelming for a palace, it's just a residential house. This house is crazy. A big house. A huge house considering your living standards. Well, you can choose not to rent half of my tiny apartment. Good day, gentlemen. May I please know your names? Oh, Thai King, Taoist priest. I need to... Thumb up? Thumb up. Thumb up. Why? Welcome to Everlasting Palace, sir. I'm Thumb Up, the butler. Everlasting Palace is the private residence of Master Everchen. Everchen. That one doesn't tell me anything, I don't think. Ah, my knuckles. We're standing in the main house, surrounded by 3 guest houses. Master Chen built this home a decade ago. Today, it's one of the most avant-garde architectures in Zone 1. So, I'm looking for Officer Mayor. Is he here? Oh, why didn't you say so? Officer Mayor is right ahead. This way, please. Literally in the room. What are you talking about? There he is. If I may ask your gentleman a favor. What do you think of my service quality as a butler? Please press a button on my coat to rate it from 1 star to 5 stars from the bottom the bottom up. I don't. It's a very crotch level bottom button. What? Here, 5 stars for you. Isn't there another one at the top? Aren't there 6 of them actually? Great. Thank you, sir. This means a lot to me. His coat comes with what? Rating buttons? It's the uniform of a rented butler incorporated. Our rating counts towards his annual performance review. I don't know you can rent butlers these days. It's a recent thing. Just started in Zone 1. Training your own butler takes a significant amount of time and money. Rent-a-butler trains them in batches and lists them for hire. Customers get to see the entire rating history of each butler. Getting low-star ratings could impact their career outlook. I thought a butler's life should be much easier. Let's not keep Officer Mayor waiting. Ah, right. Alright, well, everything about that was upsetting, and I don't like it. Hyena! Hello? I'm immediately recovering. Look who's decided to join us. Isn't that the esteemed Grandmaster T? I thought you'd be here in seconds at the mention of money. How are things going? Your charlatan business doing well? Haha, very funny. Well, I did make some profit off a fortune reading service yesterday. So, you're finally in the black. Not quite. I could use more money to pay the rent. What do you have me for today? Just bring it on. Sure. Here we have a full shelf of medicines. No, that's not the right word. It's full of nutrition supplements. Nutrition supplements? The owner of this place is a merchant. Filthy rich guy. His name's Ever Chen. He's been buying this stuff from a business called Deep Association for ages. Wow, the exact place I called. That's very funny. Believing it could make him live longer and better. Deep Association? I think I've heard that name somewhere. As a charlatan like you must know, these nutrition supplements are basically starch balls with a minimum amount of common herbs. If that's the case, it wouldn't be a problem. Thing is, Chen feels he's worse off after taking these pills. So he's filed a lawsuit against Deep Association, accusing them of malpractice and chronic poisoning. Now, we're on the same page. Yeah. Say, Knight? Since when did you start to investigate nonsense cases like this? I didn't want to, all right, but he sued Deep Association for... how many times again? Total of 14 times. You heard him. The boss told me, just sort it out one way or the other. Make sure Chen doesn't come back for more. This is where you come in. Analyze these pills for ingredients, see if there's anything shady. I see. That's disappointing. I thought it was going to be one of those fun cases. Murder, locked room mystery, perfect alibi, impossible crime. I see what you've been reading, man. Get a life. So I guess maybe this is a mystery game? Like the first sequence turned out to be a surprise mystery that was largely... like it was framed as an escape. Like, oh no, we gotta get out of here. We're gonna get executed, or who knows what the fuck's gonna happen when the cop gets here. But it turned out that it was, kind of became a backdoor thing that was tied to solving a big mystery. One that we didn't know was there, basically. But now we're just going into that up front. So maybe we're going to rotate between these three characters, then use their specific ability and backgrounds to solve different mysteries. And this sheriff here might be a lot in a Phoenix Wright sort of way. The way that the guy is that was there. Because there's always the regular cop in Phoenix Wright and Professor Layton to constantly be like, it is I, guy who's here from government, to do the problem. But I will fail because you must do it. Every time. I see what you've been reading, man. Get a life. Come over here, Tai King. Sure. Who is that guy? Oh, you don't know him? He knows you, though. Who the heck is he? Name's Wi-Fi, Sherlock's apprentice. That's not normally Sherlock's apprentice, but he heard about what we regularly do for you and wanted to come here and watch. What? I thought you were his apprentice. No, we're roommates and more like peer professionals. I did want to be his apprentice, but he said no. He said no to you, but took that guy on. What's so special about him? Beats me, he came out of nowhere last month. I was just as surprised, alright? His folks are filthy rich merchants of Zone 1. I guess that's part of why Sure took him in? Zone 1, family names Phi. Don't tell me his old man is Lord 5. Ha ha ha. Very funny. It's FAI, not 5, as in the 5th cousin of His Majesty. A monk friend of mine is gonna love your lame joke. I'm not joking. 5 is his actual family name, not the 5th cousin of the Emperor, just a cousin. No way, if Y5's got royal blood in him, he should be a dragon of some sort. Oh, is that what the antlers are then? Not necessarily. He never told me anything about his family. Is that so? If he's actually a prince, no wonder Sure made an exception. Could be. Aha. Then I'm in luck. Keep bringing me jobs, knight. Your favor will be repaid when I become a court priest. There's a very wide gap between you and court priest, in case you haven't noticed. Guys, what are you whispering about? Oh, nothing. Just boring work stuff. Pretty boring, really. Feel free to go home if you're already feeling bored. I'm just charging you 50% for the field trip. No worries. Nope. Now that I'm here, I might as well see it through. Maybe I can make myself useful. I know a thing or two about herbs and medicine. Okay, tag along if you want. At least this is safe enough for a prince. Investigate the shady pills. In teaming up with Wi-Fi, you can analyze objects related to alchemy, transmutation, and medicine, for example, pills. When Nightmare joins the team, you can interrogate witnesses and suspects for information. Each character gives you no more abilities. And then I talk to them, they switch who's currently with me. Okay. Officer who? Shh, I don't have time right now. I guess he wouldn't acknowledge my existence without some help from Nightmare. You climb the stairs? No. What's this? It's creepy. Looks really out of place. Hey, there's a talisman here. Looks like one of those feng shui repair talismans. Old houses tend to have feng shui problems as they get rebuilt and remodeled over time. Quick fixes with these things are fairly common. Wow, you're an expert on talismans. Of course, this is the real business of Taoist priests. A respectable priest wouldn't waste time on stuff like new tech. We hang up pieces of paper that you convince people things have magically been fixed. I can climb up here. Do you feel respected as a property owner yet? Look at me hopping on everything. Whee. Oh, there's a person up there. Is that the master? There's someone on the stair landing where the warm morning light doesn't quite reach. There's a stooping old woman, a human, judging by her silhouette. Ah. The old woman looks this way towards Tai King's direction, revealing a cat-like face. From the deep one, they're watching us. What? What was that? Human? I didn't see it clearly, but that was creepy. Very creepy. Maybe I should ask around about her. Cat Granny? So now we can go upstairs. A lot of shady objects on display. Which one shall we check? Pill bottle? Can you tell what's in it? Probably not. Hard to tell these ingredients apart when they're all grounded and mixed. Even more so when it's been processed in a kiln. Hey, this is Longan. Huh? How'd you know? On the label it says Formula 1 Dragon's Eyes. Longan fruits are called Dragon's Eyes, right? It tastes like... yeah, dried Longan fruits. No way, let me have a look. Oh yeah, Dragon's Eyes, as in the fruit. For a second I thought it was the real thing, shriveled eyeballs. You have a, rather trusting personality. Can they really do that? Selling pitted and dried fruits as medicine? I mean, it's not even a nutritional supplement. Snacks, more like. Well, if you do the marketing right. I'm speechless, man. Let's see what's in this paper bag here. A bunch of fabric sheets, damp and sticky. Face masks for skincare. Here it says on the bag, deep energy revitalizing masks. Use 3 masks each time to drive revitalizing energy deep into your skin. 3 masks at a time? What's the point? Only the one in direct contact with skin counts. The point is you buy 2 more times than you actually need, I guess. Is it a furry-shaped mask? Or I guess the owner is a human, right? These brochures. According to these, products from deep association can make you immune to all known and unknown diseases and live forever. That's basically what they say. Exaggeration is an understatement. Hold on. They can market their stuff like this and not break any laws? Isn't the police doing anything about this? We would if we could. Before you ask, check the publisher of those brochures. Printed and published by the Deep Club. I thought the name was the Deep Association. Same people, different shell. They incorporated a bunch of organizations to this kind of marketing. If sued, they just close shop and start anew. Deep Association itself never gets its hands dirty. Better still, these organizations are incorporated by different people, doing marketing for Deep Association free of charge. We can't hold them responsible for business fraud because there's no business to speak of. Clever trick. Sounds stupid. Sounds like it wouldn't actually work, but I don't know. Oh, this one comes with some talismans inside. Just tear off and use. Very handy. What are these talismans for? For fixing feng shui rifts. Yeah, I'm positive. I've made a ton of these myself. Is something wrong with them? They're getting the things from the association. They're putting them up. And then once you're here, it's like, there's a cat granny. Things are wrong here. The glass ball is medicine? Nope. It's a gift from Deep Association for decoration purposes only. Don't eat. Need a drink. Oh, not bad. This is pretty neat. Neat how? Heaven is a dome and Earth is a plane. A perfect sphere represents the ultimate harmony of the universe. This glass ball channels positive energy. Flat Earth theory? Isn't it debunked like ages ago? Wrong, I'm talking about heaven and Earth in the philosophical sense. Heaven is the embodiment of the cycle of life, hence round. Earth represents worldly rules and laws, thus square. Heaven over Earth, seamlessly streamlined on the outside and perfectly ordered on the inside, such is the ultimate healthy way of life. Well said. I'm enlightened. Which book did you steal that from? Steal? What are you talking about? I invented it from scratch. Freshly baked wisdom. You're welcome. I see how you get your money by just talking. It's called consultation. Okay, this glass ball is a freebie, but you've got to be one of their VIP clients, which requires subscribing to bonds underwritten by Deep Association for at least 5 consecutive years. Man, consultation's nothing. Financing is where you just make big money the easy way. We'll roll done with these. I've checked pretty much everything. No poison detected. Is that so? I wouldn't call it surprising. Even if there's rat poison, we can't really hold Deep Association responsible. They have these products made and labeled at different apothecaries. Deep Association is just the distributor. They're sure airtight. We can't do a thing about it, even if it's clearly a scam. Right. Sometimes I feel like they're the true master of laws. Is that it? Investigation concluded. Have we reached a conclusion? Talismans are fishy. Talismans? Didn't you say they're for feng shui stuff? I did, but people could get sick from when the feng shui of their homes is disrupted. Even so, these talismans are for fixing problematic feng shui, not disrupting it. You said it yourself. Haha, you're right. That's not very convincing. Am I overlooking something? The masks could be poisonous. Even if these masks were laced with poison, nobody would lick them anyway. What if the poison penetrates the skin? That's an interesting idea. I mean, that happens, right? There could be other medicines. Huh? What made you think of that? See his label here? Formula 1, Dragon's Eyes. Why Formula 1? Are they racers? Obviously, it's part of a series. There must be Formula 2 and even Formula 3. Ever Chen told me everything he bought is here. I wouldn't trust him that much. I mean, he buys these things in bulk by the look of it. Maybe he lost track. That's a possibility, all right. Last time I saw him, he doesn't seem to know where everything was. Questionable state of mind. Maybe he took too much of his medicine. Help yourself, then. Look around for more clues. Yep, leave that to me. Bazoop. And a little bit more random stuff spawning out of the ether. What do you know? Welcome to Everlasting Mansion. Thumb up. The butler at your service. This butler guy keeps repeating the same script. I need Nightmare's authority to press him. It's probably worth doing. I think I want to check the entire house first, though. So I can apparently go upstairs. Let's check it out with the deer first, and then I can see what Nightmare gives me access to afterwards. This door's locked. Can't hop up here. The majority of the furniture's pieces are streamlined. The few that come with sharp corners are equipped with corner guards and soft pads. I see that Ever Shen doesn't take any risk when it comes to possible injuries. Maybe they're obsessed with immortality? Not only because they're getting involved with the Deep Club, but also like they don't want to risk any other thing that could cut their life short. It's locked. Oh, but there's definitely stuff behind there. There's a plaque on the door saying private space for Ever Chen. Keep out. Speaking of, I don't know much about Ever Chen yet. Maybe I should ask the butler. Keyword unlocked. Why would that unlock then? I go upstairs. The face of rage watches. I really fucked myself up with that. While mercy and joy close their eyes. The cat granny's blocking the way up. I'll leave you be for now. Yeah. Okay, so I can't keep going. So I have a lot of reasons to interrogate. We looked at the feng shui thing already. There's no update there. Those are sconces. I thought those were like other ones. What's up? Need you to come with me. I'd like to, but then we'd have a pretty big team. I don't want to make people more nervous than they already are. No need to be diplomatic. I'll stay here while you guys ask around. Wi-Fi is replaced by Nightmare. Hey, Knight. What's up? What do you need me to ask about? Deep Association? It's a charity organization very active in Zone 1 and Zone 2. You mean charlatan organization? Ha. You can say that. Bottom line is all their paperwork's legit. Their marketing is questionable, but always a couple steps away from crossing the red line. Exaggerated, yes. Fraud? Technically, no. There are 127 silver lawsuits against it, but no solid proof at all. Their salesmen brag about reinvigorating your body with deep energy, but on their brochures and packages, all it says is nutritional supplement. These people never leaves any paper trail. Little typo. What do you need me to ask about? Cat Granny. You mean that old lady? Yeah, I saw her. She's... what is it called again? Senile, I think. Man, getting old is terrible. Everchen. He's the master of the big house. We just met him in the living room. We just met him in the living room not long ago, remember? Right now, he should be resting in his bedroom upstairs. Oh, hello, Officer Mayor. Deep Association. Deep Association, as far as I know, is a healthcare charity organization. Master is a respected philanthropist. They must cross paths from time to time. Chen has charity business. So he's, what, competing with Deep Association? Master primarily advocates children's well-being, while Deep Association seems to focus more on general healthcare. They don't directly compete, I think. As a butler, I really shouldn't speculate. Cat Granny. Cat Granny? Oh, you mean Gran Meow. Her name's actually Cat Granny? I'm sorry if she scared you. Not really scared, but... she used to be Master's butler for 40 years. I took over when she was too old to keep on top of things. She used to be a devoted member of the Deep Order. Just don't mind her if she's babbling about religious things. The Deep Order? Interesting. We should ask her about it. Meow. Grand meow. Meow. Grandma. Meow. Everchen. Master is a leader of Zone 1's trading sector. On top of that, he's a respected philanthropist. He personally owns and oversees an orphanage on Zone 2. Stop. We've heard plenty about that already. The living room on 2F is locked. It was open earlier today. Who locked it? Chen? Oh, I'm sorry. It was me. Do you need to go inside? Right. There could be clues. Sure. Can't do it. Sure, here's the key. Ever, it says. A green jade key with a white jade charm, both spotless. This key alone is worth a small apartment. Stop drooling, you better not drop it. Yeah, I'll treat it with a real good care. The Deep Order. Sorry. I'm not so sure. I think it's a kind of local religion along the coastline. Grand Meow talks about it all the time. I thought it may have to do with the Deep Association, but apparently it's not. What do you need me to ask about? Nope. Now we have a new option for you, I think. Deep Order. The Deep Order, huh? It's a local religion commonly found along the coastlines. They worship something called the Deep One. Got rituals and ceremonies too, the whole package of it. The worship of the Deep One dates back to ancient times. It varies from religion to religion. These variations don't even agree on what the Deep One looks like. The sense of mystery from the unknown probably contribute to its appeal as a religion. Since the founding of Bluescales, traders from all over the world have come here to do business, bringing with them traditions and religions, including the Deep Order. As to Deep Association, they do mention the Deep One from time to time, but given their track record, I doubt they're serious. So they have a Deep One, 666, and blah blah blah. It might all be cosmic horror stuff. It might be like Lovecraft, Cthulhu's things. Well, the 666 is more devil than that. Oh. There's a medicine up there that I can't reach. Yeah. Can't reach that one. Okay, starting over. Is this a kitchenette? I can't put my finger on it, but there seems to be something missing. A stove? I don't see a stove. Oh. This could be the clue I've been looking for. Should have brought Wi-Fi along. Fuck. Just pick it up. On the table is a picture of two men, father and son. Judging by the face, the father somehow looks familiar. Nothing to go on because we can't see it to know what they mean. This corner's a bit messy. It's obviously used more often than the other parts. Do. Okay. Hi, Grand Meow. Can I ask you something? Listen with your heart, and the voice of the deep will speak. Is she working? She's just spewing gibberish. Give it a shot anyway. Hear the divine voice and pass it on. The deep association. A face of rage, a face of mercy, a face of joy. Which face is watching? Cat Granny. Sorry, oh deep one. I can't. All I can do is pray. Everchen, trapped, rotting in the coffin called everlasting life. The Deep Order. Call not the name of the Deep One. Their faces are watching you. Meow. You go away now? No. Alright, well, we're gonna have to switch back then. How's the investigation going? I need to come with me. Sure. Do we really want a layman tagging along? This can get very academical, you know. What's your problem? Say it to my face, you brat. Chill, man. This is not the time. Okay, this layman will stay here for now. I'm yawning because of all the dialogue. If I just read a lot of dialogue back to back, sometimes I'm like, I have not taken the right breaths in the process, and I'm just like getting a cascading CO2 problem. This is the missing medicine that we're looking for. The label says Formula 1 Dragon Antler. Dragon Antler? This could mean 3 different things. First, a tropical plant that's called Dragon Antler, although it has no nutritional or medical value. Second, literally, antlers of dragons. Right. But it doesn't make sense. Dragon antlers are extremely rare. That's hardly any supply at all. I don't think whoever made these scam pills would spend that much money on them. That leaves the third possibility. Let me have a whiff. Yep. These pills contain powdered deer antlers. In traditional medicine, deer antlers are supposed to improve blood circulation. It's not for everyone, though. If you have blood pressure issues, taking deer antlers will only make them worse. Make them worse? I see. That's why Everchen felt poisoned. Now it's report tonight. Is that it? Everchen was just suffering from side effects from a medicine that he doesn't need at all. Yeah, but deep association is partially responsible as well. They put way too much deer antler powder in these pills. Overdosing is real. Too much of a good thing can be bad for you. Especially a made-up not good thing. But why do they do that? Higher dosage means more cost. Probably due to the most common pitfall among priests who are new to alchemy and transmutation. Quantity over quality. You've got no dragon antlers? No problem. Substitute with deer antlers and increase the dosage 10 times. What could possibly go wrong? That's disturbing. Now we can give Ever-Chen the peace of mind he needs. He won't have enough to sue Deep Association, but the poisoning problem is solved for sure. You can't just say that for sure. You have to actually test it. Speaking of Ever-Chen, is he home? I haven't seen him home so far. Yes, in his bedroom, the one at the end of the second floor corridor. I met him in his living room not very long before you came. Then he said he wasn't feeling well and retreated to his bedroom. Okay, go report him then. Say, how long has it been since we came out? Huh? Why? There's a clock over there. It should be exactly 99 minutes since we came out. Oh yeah, guess what? I've refreshed my fast payout record. Complete the assignment and get paid by night under 100 minutes. Okay. Hurry up with the paycheck, bro. Hold your horses. Can I trust you guys? This whole theory is based on what? A sniff? What else can we do? It takes a kiln to do proper analysis. Without that, a sniff is our best try. Hurry up, I have a fast payout record to break. About that. There actually is a kiln. I saw it on the 3rd floor. Right there, facing the stairs. You can't miss it. Seriously? He's got a kiln in his home? I'm gonna give him our preliminary findings. Meanwhile, you go get some solid evidence with that kiln to back me up. Sure, as long as it makes you happy. Let's go check the kiln out. It looks like we're gonna actually deal with how his skill works. And Granny's just been keeping us from getting access to this place this whole time. Oh, we all moved to the kitchen. I tried to move based on where these characters were. I'm like, time to go upstairs. Wait. The hallway ended. We're in the kitchen still. We did not teleport back downstairs. Huh? I don't see anything that looks like a kiln. I guess Knight was just pulling my leg. Wait, he sent me on a wild goose chase just when we started to talk about payment. Don't tell me he was trying to. Gotta catch him before he bolts. Can't outsmart a fox, old Knight. Is he actually? Would he lie? Is he that kind of character? Lots and lots of books, but we don't really have time to read right now. Oop. Another talisman. Those are consistent. He's not downstairs. What if it's not really Knight? He's also impersonating someone. Now that's on the table, it's a little worrying, actually. You just always think someone might be impersonating a furry guy. Hey, Knight, you... Something's wrong. What? The bedroom's locked. I've been knocking for a while, but there's no sound from the inside. Got a bad feeling. No way. Hello, sir. Can I help with anything? Yes, you can. Do you have the key for this bedroom? Sorry, no. There's only one key, and Master keeps it around at all time. Guess we have to kick down the door, then. What is this about? He does like to kick down doors. It's one of his defining traits. Well, he's not dead, he's just gone. But now he broke his... Except his key is there. There's nobody inside. Looks like so. But I did see him going into this room. Where could he be? Oh. Ink. So ink's gonna be coming up a lot, huh? Ah! What's that? Calm down. What's wrong with you? Wait. This is... This black liquid's dripping from somewhere above the ceiling. Is there an attic up there? There probably is. See there? A small access door. You go up and check it out. Me? Why don't you go check it out? You're the cop. I'm kind of too large for that door in case you haven't noticed. Then find someone smaller. Remind me, who's the slimmest in this room again? I mean, the deer. Like, obviously the twink is slimmer than the fox. Oh, the camera's actually panning over. Although the antlers are going to be a problem. Okay, you win. Why'd the camera pan over there and then I gave up? Was supposed to be making it apparent that everyone's less slim than I am? Because he looks slimmer than me. The giant antlers were probably a problem, though. That gets in the way of everything. It's creepy here. So those are the keys. Can't inspect anything else. We see the same little picture again. From here it looks like Professor Layton. Door's open, let's hop up. Turns out there's nothing. There's a vent up there. The attic space is flooded, hence the dripping. Yeah, what else am I supposed to find? A dead body bleeding all over the place? That sort of thing doesn't happen in real life. Okay, I'm leaving. Here comes the slime monster. What's gonna happen on the way out? Ugh! What now? Holy heavens, is that? Oh, they found the body. Out of this world, everlasting palace. This was ever Chen. It went on its own. Little Labrador. I like, it's the part of the fun of these settings is whenever another species pops up, you're like, yay! It only takes the police about 10 minutes to get here. Impressive. The police station's right around the corner. I called them with the telephone. A mobile telephone? That's sick. Yes, a gift from Cher. From Sure. I think it's the only one in town. Ever since that I've become an on-call officer. Not sure it's worth the trouble. Well, it's the price of the convenience. Back to real business. What just happened? After you went up to the attic, we started searching around the room. I think this is self-evident. Hugh was checking the bookshelf. I looked under the bed. That's when the apprentice there started screaming his head off. Sorry, I opened the wardrobe and there's a dead body. From scam to murder, this is escalating too quickly. Murder? Are you sure about that? Pretty much. We can basically rule out suicide. Just in case, though, some forensic work is due. Count me in. What do you say, Nate? Knight? Feel free to help if you think you can. Yes. Why are you so excited? Someone just died. Oh, sorry. Say, Nate. Whatever you guys find, don't forget to tell me about it. I'm keeping a record of this investigation. Don't worry about that. Shit's fucked, yo. That's the record. Please, Officer Mayor, catch Master's murderer. Do you even care about this guy? He just hired you, and then you're a rental. What information do you need? Do you need me to get, Taiking? Everchen. This is so surreal. It can't be happening. Has your master been acting strange in any way recently? Strange? Well, as the butler, I shouldn't really comment on my employer. Whatever you can think of, say it already. He's your ex-employer now. Tell me everything you know if you want to catch his murderer. Understood. I'll try. Master was a cautious person. No, the right word should probably be paranoid. Paranoid how? Like, he didn't allow any sharp or heavy instruments in any part of this house. I have to use the kitchen in a guest house to prepare meals, because there are no knives in the main kitchen. Ah, now I know why the kitchenette in the living room felt weird, the lack of knives. Every pill he took must go through the verifier first. His drinking water must be tested for poison too. He wouldn't touch if there was a shred of doubt. Every piece of furniture is either padded or equipped with corner guards. Falling accidents and sharp furniture corners contribute to a large number of deaths each year, he said. He's paranoid, all right. And he was particularly weird yesterday. What happened? After lunch, he sent all servants home, gave them a long paid vacation. The only exceptions were myself and Grandmeow. That explains why it's so quiet here today. Then he locked himself in his bedroom. Didn't even come out for dinner. Did you check on him? No. Master was like that sometimes, locking himself inside for hours on end, explicitly telling us not to disturb. I have learned to respect his privacy. But I just saw him earlier today. Right. I was surprised that he came out to greet you. A weirdo. Hey, this is his home. He does what he wants. Can't argue with that. What information do you need me to get? Let's see. Nope, nothing else. Yet. What if he's a zombie? What if this is normal and he does this all the time? He just kind of like enters his hibernation mode and then has to come back. What? Are you a tanuki? Hey, what are you doing, man? Keep out, civilians. Police investigation in progress. Oh. Isn't that night? Civilians, go back to your lab, technician. This work is for field officers. Come on, I'm still a field officer. At least for the next week or two. Whatever you say. Do you know him? Yeah, Junior Coe, field officer. Son of the sheriff. Pretty smart for a weasel. He's been transferred to the arcane forensic lab as a technician. Not a weasel, I'm a red panda. Wow, everyone was wrong. I thought he was a tanuki, and then they said weasel, and it turns out to be red panda, who was not very red. And I was going to be the next sheriff until night came along. And now I don't even get a sprite. What is this bullshit? How will we know if I'm hot or not? Don't be serious, I'm joking. Dad wouldn't let me even if I wanted to take over for him. Oh, he's the sheriff's son. Listen to your old man. You have more of a future as a lab technician. Yeah, definitely. For now. Now, for real, what are you doing up here, Junior? I'm searching for the space for secret doors. Secret doors? Right, somehow I feel this attic space is more than what it seems. So the entire mechanic where you have to pick one or the other to come with me just went away completely, and I just have them both in my party now. Alright, so look forward to meeting a daddy tanuki, no, a daddy red panda later. Secret doors. Unfortunately, there are no secret doors. You're sure about that? Of course. Junior doesn't look like it, but he's actually an expert in secret doors, one of the best. Weird thing to be an expert in, honestly. Thank you, Knight. Trapdoors, hidden tunnels, hollow walls, you name it. I'd know if there was any. What about the vent? Or steel bars, apparently. You mean those steel bars in the wall? The gaps may look generous, but they're in fact smaller than the size of your average adult's head. You can rule out even snakelings. They have humanoid heads at the very least, meaning they'll get stuck. Plus, the opening's a bit too high to climb through. There's nothing to stand on. You mean forget if I'm counting on the murderer escaping through the bars? Yep. Well, we know somebody who can go through paintings, and there's ink everywhere in this room, so maybe they escaped through that. Something's up with the ink here, and the ink keeps being important. Blood water. Not water, it's ink. Ink? It does look dark. I thought it was just poor lighting. Not only on the ground, this wall is splattered with ink too. Look, it's kind of hard to miss. I know that, but now I know that he knows that, which might be important. Oh, right, Nate. There's one more possibility was taken into consideration. That the murderer could be a priest. Correct. Wait, what? What does this have to do with priests? It's nothing new, really. You'd be surprised by the number of criminal cases involving priests. They have many handy spells, turning invisible, remote controlling puppets, walking through walls, to name a few. Some can even kill people from thousands of miles away with powerful curses. Perfect alibi. You can't be serious. He's dead, seriously. That's not... Could use another localization pass is all I'm saying. He's dead, seriously. Super serial. Junior is about to transfer to a police division established specifically for handling these cases, the Arcane Forensic Lab. We call it the AFL. Cool. Yes, we call it the same letters. The AFL represents the future of forensics. We specialize in supernatural crime. If there's any evidence indicating supernatural factors at work, this case will be handed over to AFL pronto. Well, the giant splat of ink in the attic is extremely suspicious. Right now, it's still my case. The AFL can't take over until we're done with it. Sure thing, brother. Wish you guys all the best. Man, I've never heard of police labs like that before. Me neither. The AFL didn't exist until quite recently. The youngsters there can't wait to make a name for themselves. We police must stay 2 steps ahead of criminals, after all. I'm enjoying the world building. It's actually a really interesting, like, really fairly well told story so far. Puppy. Hey, Woo. Haven't seen you doing field work in a while. He's sniffing. Hello, Nate. Do you need a detailed coroner's report? Nah, no time for that. Give me the short version. Huh? Why not the long version? Ha, a curious priest. Good. I'm full of curiosity too. You... just leave the talking to me, Tyking. Don't mind him, Wu. Just give the short version. Okay. Cause of death, stab wounds, 5 of them, all lethal. The weapon is something like a dagger. On top of that, the victim has multiple fractured or broken bones. He was beaten up before killed. Unlikely, there's no bruising to support that theory. Furthermore, there is hardly any spilled blood in the wardrobe. The murder weapon is missing too. This may sound stupid, but I have to ask, just in case. Is he supposed to bleed a lot with 5 stab wounds? Yes, a lot. His clothes are soaked. Clothes soaked with blood, but the wardrobe is surprisingly clean. Okay, I see. Time of death, roughly 15 minutes ago. The body is still warm, with no sign of rigor mortis yet. It took you about 10 minutes to get here. In other words, when you found the body, it was killed about 5 minutes ago. When we were outside talking about his pills. Right. We were right next door and didn't notice anything. You know what, Nate? I can tell you more. Just need one lick. Huh? What? No need for that. Thanks, and you're dismissed. Just one lick of his blood, no? Is he serious? Lick the victim's blood? That's morbid. That's wild. Is that a normal thing that he does? What's this chunk of stone for? It's called a deep energy stone. Supposedly harvested from the seabed, imbued with the godly power of the deep one. Of course, it's not true. Deep Association used to sell these things by the truckload and eventually got sued. They lost and paid a heavy price. From then on, they deleted that crap from their brochures to avoid leaving behind a paper trail. Meaning you can't do anything about it anymore? Unfortunately, yes. Laws are not as effective as you may think. All we can do is print some anti-scam brochures. They're pretty smart. What's this gadget here? It's a handheld verifier. A what? Master thought Deep Association's pills might be laced with poison, so he hired Lou's workshop to have this made. Eat it with a list of ingredients, and it will tell you whether the pill you put inside is right. Master used it to verify all of his daily pills. He cared a lot about health, huh? Rule 1, if you really care about health, don't take random pills. I mean, they're not that random. He was verifying them. He at least knew what they were. Besides the verifier, there's a photo of Ever Chen and a young man who looks quite like him. Why does Ever Chen look so familiar? There's a similar photo of the living room. Who's the other guy? His son? Yes, that's young Master Johnny Chen. Johnny Chen? We can test the pills. Dragon's eyes? Beep. Incorrect formula detected. Looks like this is not what Ever Chen is supposed to take. So both the pills are wrong? A key hanging on the wall. Ooh, that's an interesting keychain. A white jade key with a green jade charm. Could it be the key to this lock? Just try it out. That door, before we came in, it was locked. It was locked. That's why Knight had to force it down. Enough stating the obvious. Have a closer look at the lock. The lock is the most common kind for interior doors. Just push a button to lock it from the inside. On the outside, you've got to have the key to lock it. So who locked the door? Ever Chen? Or someone from the outside? Let me try this key. Yep, that's the key to this lock. We can ask the butler about the key. Okay, so it was locked from the inside, but you can lock it with a button regardless of whether you have the key, but the key was also in here, so that part does work. Johnny Chen. Young Master. He's not home right now. Not home? You mean he's missing? No, of course not. Whenever Master locks himself inside, young Master often seizes the opportunity to sneak out. He'd be back before Master comes out, though. Sneak out? This is his home. Can't he come and leave at will? About that. We need your honest answer, Mr. Bupp. Master told me to keep young Master home 24/7. Young Master begged me to let him out, though, so I sometimes just play dumb. Why was he keeping such a tight leash on his son? That's two rich people that have kept their son locked away. He wanted to keep young Master in his sight at all time. That's ridiculous. Johnny's an adult. He's entitled to privacy. I agree. That's why I let young Master slip out from time to time. If I was caught, I'd tell Master that he was being unreasonable. He could fire me if he wanted. Maybe I'm not a good butler. No, none of this is your fault. If anything, you deserve a better employer. Thank you for saying that. I will be needing one immediately. What information do you need me to get, Tai King? Key. The bedroom only has one key, kept by the Master himself. I saw 2 nails on the wall. Doesn't that mean there's another key? Or it's just what it's built like? Yes, there is. The other key is for the living room. I already gave it to you. Ah, that one. Sometimes he gave the key to me when he wanted the living room locked. So we kind of passed the living room key back and forth. Did you have it at the time of his murder? Yes. After Master met with you this morning, I found the key on the living room table. I thought Master must had left it there for me to lock the door, so I locked the living room up. The living room key is unrelated to this case, isn't it? I'm not sure yet. What did it do? Nope. I accidentally clicked on it again. Oh. That does not repeat everything. Good to know. Please hold on a second. What do you think of my service quality as a butler? Please press a button on my coat to rate it from 1 star to 5. Come on, really? Come on, man. This really is not the time. I'll handle that. Whoa. 5 stars. Great. Thank you, sir. This means a lot to me. Your employer is already... Tai King. Show some respect to professionalism. Just leave him be. He's extremely stressed right now. Thank you for understanding. Sure. So, about my reviews. Next to his master's dead body. The butler's always the inherent person to suspect. The way that, it's weird that even the ink looks like it seeped through the windows, doesn't it? Or through these cracks. Yeah, the butler's always suspicious because they have access to everything and they're in the building and know the victim. Found anything yet, Knight? Cause of death. I see. The murder either moved the body or cleaned up the blood. Ironic. Ever Chen was so obsessed with health but died of murder in the end. That's not that ironic. It's an unrelated death to his health concerns. All written down. This is more of like a, it's like rain! Attic space. There's nothing in the attic space. Can't be sure if it's relevant. What do you mean there's nothing? There's ink. That's totally what's gonna be happening. Lock and key. Aha. This must be one of them locked room mysteries. Huh? So this really is a mystery game. That's why there's even a missing character named Sherlock. Johnny Chen. Son with no privacy at all. Did he play a part in his dad's murder? That's about as much as we can find out. Good work. Johnny Chen. That name. I think I've heard it somewhere. Ah, here. Found it. How thick is that journal? August, 3 years ago. Johnny Chen was admitted into a luxury hospital in Zone 1 on account of mental issues. He had a few fights with orderlies there. The hospital called the police. The situation escalated quickly. Yeah, I can imagine. In the end, there was no lawsuit, but Johnny was kicked out of the hospital for home care. Interesting. What exactly was he hospitalized for? Is it okay to disclose that? Doctor-patient confidentiality, you know. You're not his doctor and this is a murder case. I don't see a problem. If you say so. Johnny was hospitalized for dissociative identity disorder. Come again? Hydra syndrome in colloquial terms. The giant snake with 9 heads, you know? It's funny because, like, I don't think Hydra syndrome is a colloquialism that we use at all, whereas people know what the idea is. Kind of. I mean, it's always misrepresented and stigmatized and blah, blah, blah. Each one of these heads has its own brain. Oftentimes they don't agree with each other. Those with dissociative identity disorder are kind of like that. Multiple personalities living in the same head. Doctors there knew the Chens pretty well. According to them, that time Johnny was acting very weird. Not like his usual self at all. A textbook case of Hydra syndrome. You get DOID when it happens once? This may or may not be helpful to our investigation. Let's gather all the puzzle pieces and try to put them together. Yes, the climax of detective stories. Ready? Start with the crime scene. It's a locked room. The door is locked. The only key is inside the room. There's an attic space, but no meaningful way of exit or entry. It's a locked room, just like detective stories. Looks at camera. With that established, let's move to the cause of death. So, Ever Chen locked himself inside. Is it possible that he died of suicide or accident? It's also not really a locked room mystery because whoever did it isn't here. Either jumped out the window or they came in and out through that ink wall. And if people can leave, come and go, then it's not a locked room mystery, ironically. It can't, yeah, it's they got stabbed, it's murder. Multiple stab wounds, profuse bleeding, but hardly any blood in the wardrobe and certainly no weapon in sight. That leaves us with two possibilities. Either he was killed elsewhere, then dumped into the wardrobe, or someone cleaned the scene and took away the weapon. Either way, there must be a murderer. Exactly, that's why I called it a criminal case right away. You could tell me that you could tell with just a casual look? Wow. I mean, the evidence that you just recounted would be fairly obvious, I think. Just a matter of police work experience. Hold on. Murder in a locked room? How'd the murderer leave the scene? Yes, that is one big question. Maybe this case is beyond my responsibilities. We must consider the possibility of a supernatural crime. In other words, let the AFL take over. They are more experienced with priests and spells. If the murderer is indeed a priest, can I have a word? Sure, go on. Don't you think the little window in the attic space kind of important? We already ruled it out. With steel bars, no one could fit through. Hey, what's on the other side of that little window? Probably the kiln room. I remember seeing a small window there. What are you talking about? There's no kiln room. You were just pulling my leg. Why would I? It's not like I have nothing better to do. But there really is none. You tell him, Wi-Fi. Yeah, I didn't see a kiln either. Could there be a secret door? Where, on the third floor? Where else? Of course I'm talking about the third floor. But the secret door guy just said there's no secret door in that room. Check the third floor out. Let's go together. Coming. What? Ask around about secret passages. We have a secret passages guy. And wouldn't it have to be there? Hi, Mr. Crow. Can I help you? I need your help. There could be a secret door. Go check it out, Junior. On the third floor. There could be some critical evidence. Of course. No problem, brother. On it right away. Let's go there, too. If the secret door leads to this room, I'm gonna be really annoyed that they were like, there's no secret doors in here, when this is the same room. That's how doors work. Third floor, secret door. Secret door? On the third floor? Really? You're the butler and you don't know about it? Sorry. I just started about 6 months ago. Maybe Master didn't trust me that much. Grand Meow is more likely to know about it. She's been working for Master for over 4 decades. Although, she is not exactly in the right state of mind these days. Where can I find her? I saw her in the living room just now. Thanks, I'll go find her later. How did he know there was a kiln upstairs if you can't see it because of the secret door? Was it just open at the time and then closed in the last few minutes when somebody snuck in, I guess? Who is that? Is that a cop? I guess it's a cop. How's it going, Nate? That's one impressive yawn, man. Slow day, huh? Yeah. As no one's gonna get in or out with me standing guard. Here. Yep. There has to be a secret passage here. That book looks fishy. Take it down. Wow. You can always trust the professionals. This mechanism opens a secret passage, I believe. As to how it works, I'll need a bit more time. What now? We just wait for him? Hey. There's a talisman over here. What's that for? Bestow curse or something? Nothing like that. It's identical to the ones from the Deep Association brochure for fixing feng shui rifts. Ha! I almost forgot. I happen to have something that could help me slip through feng shui rifts. You mean those talismans made by Cher? Right. What are you people talking about? Simply put, mansions like this are built to precise feng shui specifications. Over time, though, renovation and remodeling tend to disrupt the harmony of feng shui and leave behind rifts. So they need fixing? Correct. Whenever you see one of those talismans, you bet there's a feng shui rift. It's kind of like fire and smoke. What Cher's talismans do is slip me into those rifts on the other side of the fourfold dimension. Are you sure about that? I mean, is it safe? Sorry, poor phrasing. I'm not really going inside physically myself. Living organisms can't stand the dimensional shift. What I'm going to do is make a vessel out of paper, which will carry my awareness over to the other side. And that makes it perfectly safe? Maybe not perfectly, but we can call it like 99% safe. I'll trust you on that. However, why would you get into this foursome dimension? Or whatever it's called in the first place, what's the point? About that, you'll find out very soon. Okay, here we go. We've seen like nothing about his power so far, so it's interesting to finally get to that. Little fox! So that's the papercraft fox we saw earlier. He papercrafts him into a puppet of a non-anthro fox specifically, which seems like it'd be confusing to navigate as, but I guess he was a fox, or is a fox, but he was a non-anthro fox originally. Now I'm in. Where the heck am I? Think of the paper vessel as a wagon. I'm the driver and every living thing near me gets carried over as cargo. This is the fourfold dimension. Looks pretty barren. Sure had been doing research on it before, you know. Hey, don't talk like your mentor is dead. Let's hurry up. We can't stay here forever. Oh, you can't save and load in here. I guess it's a timed section. We do little platforming levels, yep. Yep. What's that? This place has a yin side and a yang side. I can flip back and forth by interacting with these pivotal points. These could be new leads to the other side. Ah. I can't make that jump, and I can do this to summon staircase. I guess the big cassette helps indicate that that's what's going on. Who's this person? It's me, Mario. Huh? What's this then? Edward Chen silhouette? In a sense, the yang side keeps sound residuals better, while the yin side mostly keeps visual records. Edward Chen bumped the middle block twice. Get sound? Nope. But where's the middle block? This is the exit that leads to the real world. We may not be able to come back. Better exhaust all possible leads while we're here. Everlasting gods. I can't let that brat find out. Bzz. Otherwise, I'll have him too. I've got to check the secret passage right now. A total of 5 boops. 10 of grinding and sliding. It's a man for sure. The sound is kind of murky, but I'm pretty sure that's Ever Chen. He used to swear with everlasting gods all the time. Talking about swearing, he did that quite a few times this morning when I saw him. Unnecessarily frequent, I'd say. Based on these fragments, I guess a servant accidentally found the secret passage and was punished by Chen? Probably. But I should go back and find every one of those that I can. Yeah, this is interactive. There has to be a secret here. According to left by my predecessor. Turning. I've been talking too much. I'm starting to actually wear my voice out. First, bump the left side twice, then... I think I heard someone talking. Yeah, time flows a lot slower in the fourfold dimension. Sometimes sound and scenes could linger for a while. What you just heard must be some conversation from the past. Can you make the sound quality better somehow? Sorry. No can do. These lingering effects are completely random. Also, we're visiting this dimension through a vessel, which could further distort our senses. Who could it be? Judging by the voice, it's a man, rather young, with a predecessor, whatever that means. It could be a servant. Because the other one thought servant. Otherwise, young man would have first made me think that it was the son. But they thought servant twice, almost like they're leading me. So the record said left one twice, but he did middle twice. So what's up with that? I think I found everything. But it's hard to be sure. We're back. And in fact, we never left. The paper vessel only took our senses, not our bodies. Welcome back. You guys suddenly froze and just stood there for half an hour or so. I had no idea what was going on, so I just left you be. Half an hour? Impossible. We were there for 2 minutes tops. To be exact, time flows 16 times slower in the fourfold dimension. 2 minutes here translates to about half an hour here. If we find another rift in the fourfold dimension, theoretically it could lead to an eightfold dimension where time flows 256 times slower. That's a huge leap from 16 times. How does the math work? From 16 to 256, obviously it's the power of 2. That makes sense. 2 to the 4th power is 16, to the 8th power is 256. By that logic, if you find the rift in the 8-fold dimension, theoretically you dive into, what? The 16-fold dimension, where time flows 65,536 times slower? This is another number I've memorized, shockingly. Is that so? I thought beyond the 8-fold dimension should be the 12-fold dimension. Tai King, which side do you pick? Leave me out of this. I thought I was done with math after high school. I only like to litigate how many emperors there. Alrighty, my computer blue screened suddenly, so that's a fun thing to be worried about, but it doesn't mean I need to replay some stuff. Plus, we don't know if there are we don't know if there actually are that many dimensions. For all I know, the 8-fold dimension only exists in Cher's theoretical work. That reminds me, I thought Cher mentioned something like the 0-fold dimension a couple of times. That. A 0-fold dimension is more like a myth. They say that whoever find their way there will become gods. Doesn't make sense if you think about it. I mean, 2 to the 0th power is 1, isn't it? In that case, it's just our own god, it's our own good old dimension. Is that so? You know what I think? Maybe Cher has really found this 0-fold dimension. That's where he's gone. Really? Do you think it's possible, Tai King? I don't know. Right, let's focus on what we do now and try to open this secret passage. I think I've kept track of every clue we've found. Ask me if you think you've forgotten anything, Tai King. There we go. Need to figure out what this place wants from us now. A decent place to stop for our second episode. See you next time.